What is up, guys, and welcome back to CrimsonCX. Welcome back to another video and the start of a new series. This is the beginning of Season 4 of OPENTTD. Now, it's been a while since I've last played. Even the menus change, which is interesting. It's quite cool, actually. It's quite a vibe. We're going to start a new game. We're going to go temperate again. If you remember correctly, we did this for Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. So we're going to go back to this. We could do this as a sort of special, a sort of Toyland. But map size, that looks good. Terrain type, we'll do very flat. And then variety distribution, what's that saying? Medium. We're basically just going to change some stuff. Very smooth, but then many rivers. Map edges could be, I'll have it as infinite water. The date's fine, the town names will be English, high amount of towns, normal amount of industries, and the sea level will be low. That's fine, we can generate this world, and yeah, I'm excited for another series. I'm thinking in my head that I want to launch a very big, I have just noticed that I've got infinite money. We're going to turn that off. I was going to say, I didn't know where anything was. Okay, where do we want to begin? Now, it's probably wise that we just come up with somewhere which has an industry. We need some form of backbone. So there's a farm, and then a power station. Is there anything else that does coal around here? Let's go foreign, and is this coal? You know what, that's actually not bad. Maybe that's a good shout. We're going to do that because it's fairly close. Yeah, everything's changed. It's quite cool, actually. I quite like when games update sometimes. Obviously, it depends. I've been notoriously a bit miserable when it comes to Minecraft's changes recently. But yeah, I'm happy with this. It's quite a vibe. So we're going to put the station light there. I think the HUD's a bit big, to be honest. I think that's what's thrown me off. We're going to live with it, though, for now. And we're just going to keep going. Although we do need to desperately get rid of these things here. Get rid of that as well. And, well, simply enough. Actually, we're gonna have it go here for now. And then, like this. Where does that meet? I think it's there. Yes, I am right for once. Let's do that, and then where do we reckon would be a good spot? I don't know. You know what, have it right by one of the stations. That's all good, that's all fine. Let's just have it, like, connect now, that'd be ideal. You know what, that should be pretty perfect. I am actually going to quickly check if I can work out how to deal with the HUD. That will be fine. What about that? You know what, that'll be okay for now. But let's just get a new vehicle. And we're going to go for... What's the most reliable out of these? Is the diesel more reliable? I don't know. 84, 98. It's just about whether we want to deal with trains which might last a bit less time. Because maybe we do. We're going to do a steam vehicle. We might have to just replace it at some point anyway. Which one is coal? Okay, with the thing which says coal. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do 7. 7 will do. 7 will be perfect. So if we then do the scheduling, we'll go to... Which way round is it? I think it's wise if we check. Because I've got a feeling I'd screw up otherwise. So that requires coal. Okay, so this train needs to go to there to full load. I'm messing about. Just no, just press that. I was getting worried I was going to make things a lot more complicated than they had to be. Then we'll go to here and then just unload, leave empty. I think that's a good place to start. And well, we can see what happens with this. Okay, here comes the little train. Yeah, I'm overall liking the graphics here. They look alright, to be honest. Do we speed it up a little bit? Yeah. Oh, there's only one fast forward. I swear there used to be a couple more than that. You can see how quickly it takes to get this started. It will get quicker over time, hopefully. So the second that it's left the station, we'll be able to get rid of the fast forward because it's going to get to that station very quickly because they're very, very close. Okay, what is the first profit of the series? We've blown just about half of the initial budget, so hopefully it's something good. Hopefully it's solid enough. What we getting? 5,000. All things considered, not too bad. With that in mind, we can now turn our attention to some other ventures. There's also one here, another power station. What is this? So this is grain and steel. And wasn't there a farm? This is a bit of a gamble because it's quite far, but I kind of feel that maybe taking the gamble will be worth it. We're going to do it anyway. It's going to be a bit expensive and there's two train stations quite close to each other, but I'm going to do this so none of the coal traffic can interfere, but we're going to go here and then simply enough go down to the other one, the other place, this thing over here, and we're gonna then go grain. Okay, that's perfect. We can get a little starting bridge. We don't want to blow too much money on it. What's the we're not going to do that because that could cause problems, but we'll do that. We could have gone around, I know, but I wanted to make it look a little fancy. Why not? Why not? So, we then continue to there. You start to see how costly it really is. If we then go along here to about, I think it lines up there, although I could be wrong, I could be slightly off. But I can actually see, that's quite impressive. And we're actually gonna, this time, just have the depot sort of face both ways, so it's a bit easier for trains to move. So we're gonna get a second new vehicle, we're gonna get the same one as before. We're gonna just buy that, and then get, what were we thinking? This was grain and livestock. Was this grain and livestock too? Where is that? Grain, livestock, steel. Production is goods. Okay, maybe episode 2 we can do livestock. I'm thinking grain for the time being is probably more worthwhile. I could be wrong with that though, so we'll see. Let me know your advice in the comments down below. We're hoping maybe by episode 2 or episode 3 we might move on to passengers, but I want to actually focus a lot on the sort of industrial segment, if you get what I mean. So we're going to do another 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're now down to 2,000. So this better work, because otherwise we've blown a lot of the money. Look at all that, that's crazy. We are also going to have to sort out the loan. That's going to have to be a problem, which we're probably dealing with for the first like 6 episodes. But yeah, that's how it always goes. So train 2, this is, so it requires, so this is the picking up station, which means you do go to this and then full load. Yeah, load of, oh, I keep pressing the same thing again over and over again. Load, and then we'll go down to here and just say the same thing again of just unload and leave empty. Hopefully, as it's a bit longer this time, you might get some more sort of stuff going on. But we are going to quickly make sure. So it obviously doesn't have to go too far to get to the station. I'm hoping maybe 7 grand because we're getting like 5 grand from this. So if we can get a sort of 12 grand, is the math thing? Yeah, if we can get like 12 grand for these 2 engines go back and forth every couple minutes, that could be quite good as a sort of basic income. And then maybe move on to a third industry, and then maybe some buses is my next shout. We're going to speed it up though, because obviously it takes some time, but once it gets moving, hopefully we've got ourselves a winner. We could easily, and this is the same for both of these lines, we could easily maximize it by having a couple more wagons. It might slow stuff down, but it'd be better long term is my theory. Alright, with that fast forwarded, it's now at the station, and what have we got? What have you got for me? What money have we got? 7 grand? 10 grand? Oh, let's go. That's actually really good. That will probably pay off and give us some sort of backbone. Because think about it, that's 10 grand, that's 5 grand, so that's even better than I thought. So that could be 15 grand every couple minutes. So yeah, those are the 2 industries I wanted to start off with this first episode. But I feel that what we should do next is sort of strategize for episode 2. Obviously these episodes can often be quite short, quite snappy, but I want to actually plan ahead. So this is my issue, signaling. I'm not very good at it. If anyone, because I know I used to get a couple comments on this for OpenTTD, if you can tell me how signaling works, because you'll remember several times in the previous series I screwed up and there was this big crash and I got a good title out of it, but it was pretty devastating for the company. But what the difference between that and now is it was always quite late game, whereas this is quite early game, so I do need help to make sure I don't mess it up. Because if I lose my 10 grand train and then the investment of the other train, I'm going under. Let's be real with ourselves. So if you can help me, because there's going to have to be a second platform there, maybe a second platform here, although you could probably configure it so there was some turning loops or passing loops. Give me your best advice, basically. So we're going to do that. We're maybe going to connect a third industry somewhere around here. I've sort of want to make the center of the map, because I think this is roughly the center. Yeah, pretty much. Roughly the center can be sort of my territory for the industry, and then a sprawling metro sort of type thing which just goes out and out, which is passenger services. But with that ends episode 1 of OpenTTD season 4. I hope you have enjoyed this little video of me starting off the lovely company. We've got ourselves a good basis. We're up to 20 grand now, and well, yeah, things are looking good to start off with. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.